Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. I hope all of your preparation is going good and your anthropology preparation, I hope, is going in the best possible way. Now it is December at present. So December and January are very critical for your optional subject preparation. See, no preparation is good until if you are clearing the examination. So if you prepare for the exam, if you are able to clear the prelims, but if you are not able to clear the mains, or even if you get dropped out in the interview stage, it doesn't make much sense because the next attempt will become even more difficult because you will get into the cycle of mains or interview and then you will get very less time to prepare for prelims. You might even end up not clearing prelims. So this is the reason before going to prelims, you need to complete your optional subject. At least a huge bit of it should have been completed. This is the reason why I'm sharing this particular session today with you. Today, we will discuss on some important things which you should do in order to complete the syllabus of anthropology within the upcoming 2 months. So if you are able to complete it by the mid of January, then the rest of the 3.5 to 4 months you can completely dedicate for your prelims in a very happy way. You can complete it. Then if you just revise anthro for 2-3 times during your mains preparation, you will be able to score good marks. So take care of this, listen to the session completely and try to implement it. Some of the important points which we should be knowing before even starting the preparation is what kind of people can follow this. Let me give you a disclaimer in the beginning itself. If you have not even touched your anthro preparation until now, if you have not even started the preparation until now, then do not follow the things which I'm going to tell you. This applies for people who have at least a basic idea about the subject, who have the notes with them, who have the books with them, who at least have completed certain topics or certain chapters only. If you are a fresher, if you have not even started your optional, I would not advise this with you. But even if you are a fresher, at least some topics you should complete. Now you have time, at least complete one paper before going to the prelims, because without even touching the optional you cannot clear your mains examination at all. 100% guarantee I can give you for that. So make sure you study your optional in the upcoming 2 months. First thing, allocate 5 hours daily for your optional subject from now on. 5 hours for optional subject means certain time has to be given for GS and current affairs also. So out of the remaining time, what you do is at least give 2 hours for current affairs and 3 hours for GS subject. 2 hours for newspaper, 3 hours for general studies is what I am telling you. So daily 5 hours for optional subject, 2 hours for current affairs, 3 hours for general studies. For anthropology, just by reading the class notes or class materials, you are not going to get good marks. A lot of people online keeps telling that you just read this notes or you just read this institute study material, you will get very good marks. I'm so sorry to tell you that people who have scored extremely good marks have always taken their own notes, have always read the subject books. So all these coaching materials, toppers notes and everything you should refer, especially toppers notes you should refer in order to understand how to write answers, not to just copy those content and writing in your answer. That will not get you good marks. These are all the basic points. Make sure internet is referred very well. Internet should be always your best friend. Refer to internet for value addition, examples, case studies, etc. Try to write the recent examples, case studies, etc. in your answer. Always understand the person who writes the best content gets the best mark. And best content is not a copy content. Best content is something which you study from specific subject expertise books, not those content which you read from certain coaching materials. All those materials are secondary. Try to include books. Try to include books in your preparation. So I'm stressing it again and again because it is that much important. So let's start with paper two. Why it is always better to start with paper two? Because paper two is a easy topic. Paper two is very easy to complete. and it doesn't have a lot of complications. So once you complete the entire paper 2, you get a lot of confidence to jump into paper 1. You start with paper 1, and if it is dragging for a long time, then you yourself will lose the motivation. So this is why paper 2 is better. The first chapter in paper 2 is extremely important. A lot of 20 markers, 15 markers, and 10 markers come directly from chapter 1. Archaeology part, extremely important. Each and every topic of chapter 1 is important. So try to complete chapter 1 in 7 days. 7 days should be the time you should take for this. Within 7 days, you can complete chapter 1. Then you jump into chapter 2. Chapter 2 is not at all a difficult chapter. It's a very, very simple chapter. Within 2 days, you can very easily complete it. So there is nothing much to discuss about chapter 2 also. It's just demographic profile. Some basic data will be there, data points you should know, you should study. That's all. Chapter 3 is a very important chapter. Here, chapter 1 is also very important. In chapter 3, what you should do is you divide it like this. 3.1 should be completed within 1 day. 3.2 and 3.3 can be taken 2 days. Why you have to take 2 days? It's not because the content is difficult. The content is very easy here. Caste, sacred complex, nature, man, spirit complex, these kind of topics will be there. It is very easy, but I'm giving you 2 days because of the importance of this chapter. From this chapter, always questions will come. 3.4 is a very simple and not much important topic. Only certain topics are important here, like what is the impact of Buddhism on Indian society, what is the impact of Jainism on Indian society. Just these two religions and their impacts are very important. So you can just complete it in 1 day. Chapter 5. Leave out the chapter 4 for now. You can deal with it later. Straight jump into chapter 5. Village study is very important. So Indian villages, you can take 2 days. Minorities and their situation in India. It's a very simple topic, mostly related to GS. So you can just take half a day. Socio-cultural changes in India is a very important topic, yet very easy topic also. So within 1.5 days, you can complete it. For chapter 6, you take 3 days. Chapter 6 is a very easy topic. Tribal situation, the impacts of government's treatment of tribals, the way tribals are living, the problems faced by tribals, these kind of things will come here. But a lot of points will be there which you have to remember. A lot of examples and case studies you have to remember. Hence, take 3 days for this. Chapter 7 about exploitation of tribes, social changes undergone by tribes and the society in total. What is ethnicity? About ethnicity you will be studying. So this topic is very important, due to which I am giving 3 days for this chapter. Right. Let's go with the next one. Chapter 8. Chapter 8 deals with religion, tribes, and nation state. Very, very simple subject, very simple chapter. So you can complete within 1 day. Chapter 9 talks about tribal administration. So even though tribal administration and the role of anthropology is very simple and very easy, it will take time because you will have to remember a lot of points here. A lot of committees will come. Each and every committee should be remembered. The details or the recommendations given by certain people and their committees, all these things are very important. So you take 3 days for this. Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is a very complicated chapter, due to which a lot of people will skip this chapter completely. But I would not suggest you to skip this chapter at any point. Please do not do that, because this chapter is very, very important. It talks about a role of anthropologist in Indian anthropology and in development of tribals, development of Indian society. These days, they are asking 20 mark questions, 15 mark questions directly from this chapter. And the questions are actually very simple if you have completed the syllabus. So that's why, even though it is filled with a lot of data, you do it in the end. Why am I telling you do it in the end? Because when you complete all the other chapters, completing this chapter becomes extremely easy. In the other chapters, you might have come across all these anthropologies already. That's why you should do this chapter in the end. So within 30 days, you can easily complete entire paper 2. I hope it is very easy for you to understand this. And I have not included what are all the books you should study in this PPT or in this presentation, because we have already made a video for that. The link of the video is given in the description. Go through that, how to refer to books, or what kind of notes you should refer is given, and then how to make notes from current affairs perspective for anthropology is also given. I've included those things in the description. So paper one is actually time consuming. However, we have to focus on the topics based on their importance. Just like paper 2, here also in chapter 1, you should be giving the most amount of time. The reason is very simple. More questions are appearing from this chapter. So for chapter 1, you can take 7 days as usual. Chapter 2 here talks about culture and society. Culture, Indian society, practices all over, not just in India, in all over the world, globally. What are all the societal practices? All these things are discussed here. So this topic is important. You have to take 5 days for this. Chapter 3 is economic anthropology, very, very simple chapter. Within a day, you can easily complete. Chapter 4, political anthropology, extremely simple. Within a day, you can complete. Religion and study about religion is actually a little lengthy, not difficult. It's very simple. The entire socio-cultural anthropology from chapter 2 to chapter 5 is very, very easy. So it won't take much time. So for religion, you can take 2 days. Chapter 6 talks about anthropological theories. For anthropological theories, a lot of candidates skip this. Again, I'm telling you, if you are skipping this, then anthropology will skip you. It's as simple as that. If you're skipping this, you are skipped from the list completely. So without theories, do not even think you can get good marks in anthropology. It's impossible, because you have to quote the anthropologist and their theories all over paper 1 and paper 2 also. So take 7 days and try to complete it. Chapter 9, directly go to chapter 9. Chapter 7 and 8 can be done later. Directly go to chapter 9. Chapter 9 is a very important chapter, because it is here the physical anthropology starts. For chapter 9, again, 7 days should be taken. Genetics, human genetics, and those kind of topics. So here, three chapters are extremely important. One is chapter 1, then chapter 6, and then chapter 9. A lot of questions will appear from these chapters. Chapter 10 talks about human growth. Human growth, even though it is a very, very easy chapter, it is lengthy also. So take 2 days for this. Chapter 11, a very simple chapter. Nothing complicated here. It's very, very easy and simple. So within 2 days, you can complete it. Chapter 12, again, 2 days, because chapter 10, 11, and 12 are very interesting chapters. In the entire anthropology, according to me, I feel these three chapters are extremely interesting, because it talks about the day-to-day life. It talks about your body. It talks about your growth. You can imagine about it. You can imagine how your body will grow. You can imagine a child and how the child is growing. You can imagine the life of a woman, how fertility is happening, how fecundity is going on, how the demography of the country changes. You can relate it with real-time examples. So extremely interesting chapters. So within 6 days or a week, you can complete all the three chapters. Chapter 7, just one day you have to take. Chapter 7 is about languages. Extremely simple chapter. It won't even take one day. Within 3-4 hours, you can complete it. And for chapter 8, which is research methods, this is a little complicated. For a lot of people, it is very simple. For a lot of people, it is complicated, because you might have not done any researches in your college. If you have done research in your college, if you have involved in some kind of research methods, you will understand this topic is not difficult at all. It is very easy. Whereas if you have not done, it will take a little time, but it's not much complicated also. And I won't suggest you to spend a lot of time on this chapter. You can complete it within a day. So approximately within 38 to 40 days, you can complete. However, I would suggest you to keep the time as 45 days. 45 days. Because here or there, some extra time will always be taken. So within 30 days, you can complete paper one. Within 45 days, you can complete paper two. So within if you are already well versed, if you are someone who have a good idea, and if you are able to collect the points very easily, you can complete within 2 months itself. Whereas if you are lagging in certain topics, even then within 45 days plus 30, that is within 75 days, you can complete. So within 60 to 75 days, anyone can complete the syllabus. At least the basics you can complete. Now, after completion, do not worry about things like I'm not able to remember anything. I'm not able to recollect the informations and all these things. That is very normal for everyone. After prelims, you have enough time to revise. When you revise, your mind will recollect because that's how human mind works. So you don't have to worry about all these things. Now, for those people who are interested in getting guidance for anthropology, for people who are able to study on their own, I would suggest do it on your own. It's fine. If you have very good clarity, do it. That's better. Don't have to depend on anyone. But if you feel like if you need some guidance, if you need someone to explain you certain things, to make you follow a particular path, we have personal mentorship program. Already too many students are involved in that, and they are writing daily answers. We are having daily sessions with them. We are giving them how to write answers and all these strategies. So if you are interested, you can contact us. The email and phone number is given. You can contact us there. I will call you and I will explain you about the program. Program is simple. Daily strategy is provided, and then the students will be provided with a question every day in the morning itself. By evening, it will be evaluated. Weekly 3 sessions, we will have a Google Meet session where we will explain them how to progress. We will have a review meeting also. So in this way, we will try to complete. But very limited seats are available for this because already time is running, and even I'm involved in certain other work. So we are going to take very limited number of people for this. Just 5 people I am thinking of taking, not more than that, for the next 2 months. So if you are interested, you can contact here. It will be on first come first serve basis. Whoever is contacting will try to give you guidance. Apart from all these things, if you are confident on your preparation, materials are already there online. You can get all kind of books and material. Do it, prepare it on your own. That would be the best thing to do. But keep writing answers also daily, one answer for the next 2 months. If you are writing, you would be in a very good position for anthropology. So all the best, all the best for your preparation. I hope all of you clear the examination this time. Thank you. We'll meet in another session.